senior aide to the flag bearer, Engineer Kwabna Ejapon. Is our former Deputy Minister for Trade and Industry and Member of Parliament for Tema West constituency in the Greater Accra region, Honorable Carlos Ahinkra is also here with us. The CEO of the Northern Development Authority, Lawyer Sambian, is also here with us. The former GFA President and a proud son of the Upper West, Honorable Kwesi Nyantechi, is also here with us. The Deputy CEO for the Northern Development Authority, Honorable BB, one of our sisters, is also here with us. Our former Member of Parliament for Sisala West is also here with us. The person of Ridwan Abdullah is also here with us. We're also joined by the first Vice Chairman of our party, Aziz Gado, is also here with us. Second Vice Chair of the party. The MC for Wa Central is here. We also, Honorable Isaku, we are also joined by one of our brothers who is married to our sister, and he is the chairman of the Hajj Board, Honorable Ben Abdallah. So Gina, you are going to Hajj tickets now and a flew Upper West. Thank you very much. We are also joined by one-time General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party. In fact, a two-time General Secretary of our party, the General Secretary who brought us to power after 35 years in opposition, maintained power in our second term, and the Member of Parliament for Okre, Member of Parliament for Okre constituency, and former Minister for Local Government, now campaign chairman for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia in the 2024 election, Honorable Dan Kwaku-Boche is also here with us. The first Vice Chairman of our party, Alhaji White, is also here. One of our patrons, Alhaji Bruni, is also here with us. Let's give him a round of applause. The heavyweight chairman, the chairman of the Upper West region, Honorable S.B. Kangbere, the heavyweight chairman, is also here with the flag bearer of the party. Our beautiful sister, our PC, hopefully, inshallah, in 2025, our Member of Parliament for Wa Central constituency, Humu, Mama Humu, is also here with us. The man for which we are here, the man who has already begun to create a lot of storm in the country, a man who has demonstrated himself, who is a true example of what Northern upbringing is, a respectful man, a humble man, a man of patience, and a man with a big heart capable of running and ruling this country. The current leader of the New Patriotic Party, the current Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, our own Dr. Bawumia. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. At this point, we will invite the coordinator of our Zongo Nasara campaign, the person of Honorable Ben Abdallah, our in-law, to open this meeting for us. Thank you very much, Honorable Ben.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم انصر دينك وكتابك وسنة نبيك اللهم اعز الإسلام ومسلمين ومسلم أهل مصر. Your Excellency, the Vice President and the presidential candidate for the 2024 general elections, Regional Minister, Regional Chairman, Campaign Chairman, other dignitaries here present, Malams and Imams, our sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. It's a great pleasure and pride to be with you this afternoon. The new patriotic party is always setting the pace and setting precedents. It is a party that has been many times without number accused and branded of not liking nullness of Muslims, and thus has proven today to be false. It is the only party in the history of this country from 1957 till now that any time a president who is a Christian is elected, the vice president who is a Muslim is also elected.
MPP, on la party, the parliament, ama you president, what you call a Christian, you know, to maybe is Muslim, a flag bearer.
And for the first time in the history of this country, we have had a Muslim, a flag bearer, whose dexterity, competence, hard work, humility has earned him this enviable position as the flag bearer of the new patriotic party for the 2024 elections.
President of 2024 general election.
The programs, the policies, and the projects that have been executed under the auspices of the vice presidents for the upliftment of the Muslim Ummah unprecedentedly have been unrivaled.
Vice President and a Suya Slama head, and an Eka Slama head, the Jumbo Lantia Cantina Jumbo Kosuma, Otoja Menega, the Paloma.
For the first time in the history of this country, we've had the Zongo Development Ministry and the Zongo Development Fund being established by the MPP government under the auspices of His Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana.
The Vice President Sababu, Nana Muluane Bonnebanpuama, Zongo Development Fund, and Wabon Kalaban Bibim and a Sunna Zongo de Me, Ula Yanya, I Sababu, Bamuane Ministry, I will come and hear Minister Buli, who give Akara Zongo de Me, I'll tell him, Kapilata Ambae, Tinaya,
And for the first time in the history of this country, the Vice President has established a tradition which has been sustained from 2017 till now. In every month of Ramadan, we do tafsir, we do iftar, and we do salat in the seat of government. That is the Jubilee House in Accra, consistently for 7.5 years now.
2017, the Vice President, Islam, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who is Sababu, Kanan Jinjin Bambuana Flag Staff, Kassim Karwada, Tafsir Man Yebe, Kanwar Lorum Ibe, Iftar, Kayantarika Anjana, Sekana Islam, Anja Rebe, Kamada Baida, Chakunti, and President, Vice President, they were now you know your point, and in China, you need to have
the Christians, the non-Muslims, the Southerners have accepted him because of his competence, because of the fact that he's a unifier, because of his humility, because of his in-depth knowledge in economic affairs, and because of his hard work.
I'm a member, I'm a baby Naja, but just Sao Adi, Asa, Kabanasomo, Utun Sohijum, Utsihim Menajum, Oyal Malijum, Belanam, Unla Chen to Palo, Lydia Latarhe, and a song I put a palunga, Anna Jaban the Lata, Yakan Nana Yalamana, and about Malaya, Banja Sao.
If all of these people have accepted him, it is our responsibility as the Muslim Ummah to also ensure his victory, inshallah, in December 7, 2024 elections. Takbir.
Atungaba Mahinga and Sababuka 2024 for your president.
If it happens, then through him, we and you and all of us would have made a big history in this country.
Kakabelawa Yano, Teno, Ana Palu Jalanta, Yale, Song, Bill Binu Song, Tinayaka Ubien, Titalonga, and Abaya.
Without further ado, I have the honor, the pleasure, and the rare privilege to introduce the man for all seasons, the man of the moment, the man for all people, the man in whom majority or all Ghanaians have trust and confidence, the flag bearer of the new patriotic party, the leader of the new patriotic party, who has done so much for the Muslim Ummah and the whole of the northern sector, His Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Dr. Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia Atakbir.
Thank you very much. Chief Imams and Imams, our regional minister, Minister for Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, our regional chairman and regional executives, my campaign chairman, Dambuchi, and senior aides of the campaign, Engineer Kwabena Japan is here, along with many others who are here. I see the CEO of NDA, my good friend, former Minister for Trade and MP for Tema West, yes. MP for Tema West. We are all here in Wa this afternoon to begin our Upper West Regional Tour, and I greet all of you the Muslim greetings of peace and fraternity. Salamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. It is a great pleasure to be in Wa this afternoon. We just arrived within the last hour and a half or so, and I'm so happy to have this as my first formal meeting after meeting with the Wana at his palace. I'm thankful that you have made the time for this meeting. I stand before you as your son, and I am the presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party for the 2024 election. I was elected by the New Patriotic Party in November last year, and that election was a pivotal election in the history of the New Patriotic Party, because this is the party of SD Zongo, of DK Adama, of Jato Kaleo, Abaifa Kabo, Omoni Timbie, and so many stalwarts from the Upper West region. This is our party, and the heart, as far as the North is concerned, the heart of this party is in the Upper West region. So when I was contesting to be the presidential candidate of the party, there were many people inside and outside the party who did not think that the New Patriotic Party, notwithstanding the antecedents and the roots of the party coming from the Northern People's Party, there were many who thought that the MPP will not elect a Northerner to lead the party. So they said it was not possible. There were many who thought that the MPP will not elect a Muslim to lead the party, because it has never happened before in the MPP. No Northerner had ever led the party, because Zongo gave way to Buzi out of magnanimity. And so we had not had a northern leader of the MPP. But in the whole of Ghana, we have never had a Muslim president either. And then we were combining the two in one election. And so many people thought it was never going to happen. They said it was not possible. I said,
it's possible.
Inshallah.
It is possible. And it was possible.
Inshallah.
And it is possible.
It is possible. So we went for the election. It was me against 9 other people. We were 10. Of course, I was the only Northerner amongst the 10. I was the only Muslim amongst the 10. The majority of MPP delegates, and this is why our party is special, the majority of our delegates are Christian and they are Akan. And this is 9 on the one side, 1 on the other side. But the majority of our delegates voted for me, the Northerner and the Muslim, to lead the party. Tells you we are not a tribalistic party, as many people were saying. They have given me the chance, and it is by the grace of Allah that this has happened. It is history in our party. It is history. in our party. And so the question is, why did the party elect me to lead the party into the presidential election of 2024? It's because of the work that I have done. The party has observed my work and contribution to the party from opposition all the way to government. And what I have done since I joined the party to date. And the party, by and large, was very satisfied with my contribution in the governance of this country and of the party. You look at my body of work as a vice president, and it tells you that I have contributed many ideas to our government. When we came into office, one of the first questions the president asked me when we were preparing the budget for 2017, he asked me, he says, Amadou, do you think we can do free SHS in this year? I said, Mr. President, if it is your wish, we will make sure it happens in the budget. That we started in 2017. And we made sure that we put it in the budget, and we started free SHS in 2017. There were many people who were against free SHS, including my main opponent in this election. He said the free SHS was a scam. It was 419. It will not work. But today, it is clear that the free SHS has worked and it is helping our people. We have increased the number of students in free senior high school from 800,000 to 1.4 million students. Just think about it. For 60 years after independence, 60 years, we had 800,000 students. After 60 years, from independence to 2016, we had 800,000 students for 60 years. And just in 7 years, from 2017 to 2023, we added 600,000 students. 7 years compared to 60 years. So it tells you that there was a big need for people to enter senior high school. And what is very important, very, very important, is that the largest enrollment in terms of percentage to senior high school education is coming from the 5 northern regions. That's the largest enrollment. The top 5 regions in the country out of the 16, 1 to 5 are all the 5 northern regions. The top 5 in enrollment. And I'm happy because these are the poorer regions of Ghana. These are the poorer regions. It shows that it was a big issue for our people. A lot of our parents could not afford free senior high school education. And so we are taking advantage of it to send our children to school. And that is good for the future of the North. It's good for the future of the North. The second thing that we are seeing in the data is telling us that the girls are enrolling more than the boys in senior high school. By 2016, for every 100 boys, there were 68 girls. So there was a big gap. For every 100 girls, boys, 68 girls. By 2023, it had changed completely. For every 100 boys, you have 106 girls. So now the girls are more than the boys, which is also good for us going down the road. Today in Accra, you cannot find housemaids. Why? Because all the parents of the girls are taking them to school. And that is very good. And what is also more interesting is that the performance of the students has increased, is improved. They are passing the WACSI exams. Top 6, best 6 subjects, the pass rate has gone up from 45% to 64%, which is really good. We are improving the senior high school education. Recently, we've given them, and we are distributing the 1 student, 1 tablet to all the senior high school students. And we are the only country in Africa that I am aware of that has done 1 student, 1 tablet for senior high school. Only country on the continent that has done so. And in fact, many of the advanced countries have not even done so as yet. But we believe that this will help our students and improve their performance. So we've done free senior high school, which I was very much one of the people pushing for this to be implemented. Then I also guided the issuance of the Ghana card. Today, we didn't have identity cards in Ghana, and we thought it was very important that we bring in identity cards and go digital with the identity with biometrics. After President Akufo introduced the Ghana card legislation, it was not issued, for another 8 years. We didn't get any significant issuance. In fact, it was only when our government came into office. When we came into office, a total of less than 1 million cards had been issued. In 7 years, we have issued 17.6 million Ghana cards to Ghanaians. And the Ghana card is very, very fruitful and productive for our citizens. It's very, very fruitful and productive. That Ghana card number that you have is also your tax identification number. It is also your Senate number. It is also your NHIS number. So you don't need to go and apply separately for Senate number, NHI number, or tax identification number. It is your Ghana card number. It's very simple. For students who have that Ghana card, you don't need a guarantor to get a student loan. The Ghana card is sufficient guarantee for you to get a student loan. And that is enabling a lot of students. Today, for children who are born in our hospitals, in one hospital today, Jirapa, wherever, if you are born today and you take the child for weigh-in, right at the weigh-in, they will give the child's Ghana card number and birth certificate number at the same time. You don't need to go and apply separately somewhere when the child is old or whatever. Right? What they are doing in abroad, this is what we are also doing in Ghana. And this is something else that I champion, and that is what we are doing in Ghana today. Another policy I champion, 1 constituency, 1 ambulance. That is also working. Agenda 111 is another policy I champion, to bring hospitals to every district, and we are building them. I champion the policy of zip-line drones that we are which are delivering medicines across the country. We have 6 zip-line drone centers, across the country, and we are saving lives every day. But what is also important, another policy that I've championed, is the networking of the databases of all our hospitals. So far, we have completed all the teaching hospitals, all the district hospitals, all the regional hospitals, and we are continuing. So the patient records are all now digital in the teaching, regional, and district hospitals. So if they refer you from WA or from any other district hospital, WA is a regional hospital, but if any district hospital or regional hospital, they refer you from WA to Kolebu, you no longer need to take your folder to Kolebu. We have digitalized the process. You just need your ID number. When you get to Kolebu, they'll see all your records in the system. Today, you can renew your NHIS or enroll on your mobile phone. You don't have to go to the NHIA office anymore. We've made it very, very simple, and it is working. Another policy that I have championed and we have implemented is the Zongo Development Fund. The Zongo Development Fund is something that we have introduced as a vehicle to bring a lot of development in the Zongo communities, many of which are dominated by Muslims. And you'll see that the Zongo Development Fund has executed over 200 projects across the country. If you look at Upper West, for example, we've completed Tabiase English Arabic, a 6-unit classroom block there. Hamile Falahia GHS, another 6-unit classroom block completed. There's a 6-unit classroom block in Jefferson Aslop Primary, which is 90% complete. This is a project of the Zongo Development Fund. In one, Korea Computer Lab refurbishment has taken place, and the same as a refurbishment that has been done in Tumu Falahia. The Wa Islamic Girls fence wall is 80% complete. These are all policies, projects that the Zongo Development Fund is undertaking. Over 200 projects completed across the country, and it is helping our communities. The Zongo Development Fund, we have also provided scholarships to our students to go and study medicine in Cuba. So 40 Zongo students were selected, very poor backgrounds generally, but very brilliant students. They have gone to Cuba. Next year, they will complete their studies and return to Ghana as medical doctors. And we then will send the second batch to go. And I think that one of the things we are going to focus on is to skew it in the second batch towards more female medical trainees, so that our communities will have more, will have enough female doctors. Because when our mothers go to the hospital, they are challenged because most of the doctors are male, and it becomes a problem for us. So we want to push more of the female doctors, which we need right now to do a whole lot in that area. One of the things that we have also done under the Zongo Development Fund is to push for a restoration of the Arabic teachers' allowance that was cancelled when we came in. Remember, President Akufo set up the Arabic teachers' allowance. It was cancelled by the last government, and we have brought it back. Now, on this issue of the Arabic teachers, let us be clear that we have also made Arabic an optional examinable subject at the BEC level. we've made it an optional Arabic subject. It's one of the major languages in the world, and it helps for us to understand it and learn it just as we learn French and other languages. And so it is optional for our students, but I think there is a, what do you call it, a constraint. There's a gap, because if the students opt to do it, then you must have teachers to teach it. And this is where the gap is. And so we've been talking to the Ministry of Education so that more teachers can be recruited to fill that gap, so that our students can have that option to learn the subject. And that is something that we are going to help to bring a lot more of the teachers to be recruited to teach the Arabic subject for those who opt to do it. It's not something that is mandatory by the nature, it's optional. So that is what we have to support and provide the remuneration that will be required to have that happen. So it is something that we will be seeking to make sure there is that option to have the students who are learning the Arabic to be able to do that. One area that I want us to also do, I have said it, I want a golden age of partnership between the government and faith-based organizations. Because as we know, a lot of our Muslim institutions and sects, they build a lot of schools. They build a lot of hospitals and clinics and so on. But a lot of the time, we don't give them enough of an incentive to help government, just as we do for our external development partners. So sometimes when, you know, an Islamic sect or whatever wants to build a school, and maybe somebody offers to send them materials, then there's a problem of payment of duty at the port. And a lot of times, they may not even be able to clear the goods, and it places a burden on that. And I've said that, I've spoken to the clergy, the churches, and so on, that government needs to take a second look at the exemptions, so that the sort of incentives we provide our external development partners, we can also provide those exemptions to our Muslim sects who are coming in, whether it's Ghana Muslim Mission or Nadia or whoever, who are coming to build a school, to build a hospital. We shouldn't be charging them import duty for the things that they are bringing to do those things. You know, so we want to relook at some of these things to help, you know, the churches, Muslim sects and all of that, to help us build the nation. Because if they are coming to help build the nation, let us support them to build the nation, and let us have a close partnership with them to build the nation. On this close partnership, I want to make it once again very, very clear on the issue of LGBTQ. Our Quran doesn't accept it. It doesn't accept it, and we will not accept it. I will not accept it as president of this country. The Bible doesn't accept it, and our traditional African values doesn't accept it. So it's no, 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 and that is no. So we will not, in any way, no matter the consequences, we will not accept it. And that is something that I believe that you all want that reassurance. I've said it already, but I'm just repeating it for emphasis. that it is a practice that we as a country don't accept. We as a country, it is a practice that we don't accept and we will not accept. So that is something about LGBTQ. My vision for this country is very clear. I want us to focus a lot on agriculture. This is the heart of our problem. Let us focus on agriculture. Let's go into commercial agriculture, large-scale agriculture, mechanized agriculture, irrigation to help our farmers, a lot of farm inputs and access to credit to our farmers, and the application of technology. That is going to be key. And when it comes to agriculture, the North has a comparative advantage because we have large amounts of land, whether you are talking of savanna, upper west, upper east, northern, northeast regions. We have large amounts of land. We have water. And so we are going to really focus on agriculture. And that is the way to lift up many of the poor in this country. Is the way to lift up many of the poor in this country. I also believe that one way we can easily reduce the cost of electricity is for Ghana to move away from fuel in the generation of power to solar power. Yep. Let's use the sun to generate electricity and not fuel. Fuel always tends to go up in price. Whenever there's a problem in the Middle East, it goes up. And then we have to pay for that. And then prices go up and all of that. But if we bring in solar, and I want to bring in 2,000 megawatts of solar to generate power, God gives us the sun for free. We don't need foreign exchange to import the sun. We need foreign exchange to import fuel. So if we bring in 4,000 megawatts of solar power, that is about 50% of our consumption. The price of electricity will fall by 50%. And that will help our businesses and reduce the cost of living for our people. So if you can bring down the fuel prices and bring down the cost of electricity, you will also bring down the water tariffs because you use all of that power to generate the water and so on. So I think that is one major area that we are going to do. The other area that I want us to look at is in the area of government expenditure. When I look at so many projects that are taking place, you have a lot of uncompleted projects in our institutions. And why are a lot of these projects uncompleted? Because government, by and large, doesn't have enough money to pay everybody. I believe that we need to think about reducing government, rather making the private sector undertake those expenditures. And then we can pay the private sector over time. So if you need a dormitory and you don't have the money to build the dormitory, you can ask the private sector to build a dormitory for you and they will rent it to you. You'll be paying a little over time and we will have the dormitories. The same that happens. You go to Legon today, Tech and all of that. The hostels are built by the private sector. It's not government. So government doesn't have to get up and look for money to do everything. Look at buses. There are so many schools without buses because we are looking for money to buy 700 buses. But why should we buy 700 buses cash at the same time? Ask the company to supply 700 buses to all the schools and we'll pay every month something as a lease to have those buses. So I want us to move from this mentality that government must do everything to encouraging the private sector to do it. As for the private sector, if they are going to build dormitory for the school or anything else, there will be no delays because they know immediately they finish, they will start getting money. So they will complete those projects very quickly. And I think we need to move away from that into this. I also believe that we are going to have to change our whole approach to mining and the whole area of natural resource management. There is the issue that we talk about in terms of small-scale mining. A lot of the time, we are in conflict with small-scale miners. But I believe that the small-scale mining regime should be sanitized. We should formalize the small-scale miners. We should have community mining schemes and give them licenses to mine in those community mining schemes. Undertake responsible mining. I'm going to set up a minerals development bank to help the small-scale miners with equipment so that they can mine responsibly. There is a lot of money in mining, and we can help them to make a lot of money. If they mine responsibly, we'll give them the permits, and as long as you mine according to the permit, nobody will seize any equipment of yours. Nobody will seize any equipment of yours. So I want us to change our approach to the management of these mining resources. Let us encourage the small-scale miners to behave responsibly so that we give them, and by the way, I want us to focus a lot of attention on the exploration for our minerals. Ghana has a lot of gold, for example. You think of 7 gold belts in Ghana, 7, from Axim Winneba belt all the way to Laura Nangodi belt. 7. They're about 23,000 square kilometers that have not yet been explored. 23,000 square kilometers, not yet explored. Geological Survey Department tells us that in this unexplored area, we have about 5 billion ounces of gold. 5 billion. In today's market value, that's $10 trillion. 10 trillion. That's serious money. Even if you could only get 5% of that 10 trillion, you are talking of hundreds of billions. That is huge. And so I am saying the new policy I want to bring is to say, let's empower our Geological Survey Department. The places which we have not yet explored, let us give them the money. They say they need $10 million a year. We'll give it to them. UMAT, KNUST, let exploration take place by us. When we find the gold, then that gold that we find, the concessions for the gold mining in those areas have to go 100% to Ghanaians. 100% to Ghanaians. If they are small-scale miners, we will help them. They will become large-scale miners in time. But for me, I think this is really non-negotiable. Let us empower our people. Let us help them. Let us make them better. And so I want a new mining regime where we can have licenses issued by the district mining committees with the chiefs as part of it, Minerals Development Bank, and all of that. Help them with the equipment and common user facilities so that, they can come in and use the facilities to extract the gold from the tailings that they have. So it's a new way of doing things in the mining sector. We will make them millionaires, and that will help Ghana. I also want us to move into a new tax system. A tax system, I want a very simple tax system for Ghana, a flat tax system. If it's 10%, it's 10%, everybody knows it. Today, you don't know what it is because it's complicated. But if we have a flat tax system, everybody on their phone can calculate what their tax liability is. Also, I want us to re-look at the import duty regime. I want us to re-look at it. At the moment, there is a lot of smuggling that is taking place through Togo into Ghana, because the containers, people are saying the duty is cheaper in Togo, so they'll smuggle it there, and they'll take it there and smuggle it into Ghana. So I have a new policy that is to say that Ghana's import duty will not be higher than Togo's import duty. Will not be higher. It can be lower, but it will not be higher. Immediately we do that, the smugglers will have no incentive. If it's not higher, you have to bring it through Ghana. Isn't it? It's that simple. We'll kill the smuggling one time with this new policy. Then we have a new policy coming for passport application. For passport application, people find it difficult, even though we've digitalized the process. But I'm going to make it easier. Why am I going to make it easier? Because all the information that you need for a passport is on your Ghana card. All the information. Why is it the case? Because when we were doing the Ghana card application, I asked for the passport application form. I looked at the form and I said, make sure all the questions on the passport application are also on the Ghana card. And so now that we have issued the Ghana card, there's no need for you to go to do a separate passport application. If you need a passport and you have a Ghana card, get onto the website or on your phone, put in your Ghana card number. Once you have a Ghana card and you need a passport, all you will need to do is to put in your Ghana card number and pay your fee, and they'll print the passport for you. And that is the end of the matter. You will not need to go through all this long way that people are. I mean, today people are getting ready to go to Hajj, and there's, a whole rush trying to apply for passports and so on. We have to make it very simple for our people and demystify this whole area. I want our focus to be on jobs for the youth. That is a very big focus. And so agric is one area. We are going to move into tourism, to development, another area. The creative arts is another area for us, the pharmaceuticals, and then the digital economy. Ghana is at the forefront of digitalization in Africa. Most people don't realize it. Today, we have the Ghana card, we have the digital address, we have mobile money interoperability. What does it mean? It means you can move money from one telco to another, Vodafone or Telecel to MTN or to Airtel Tigo. That is there, but you can also move money from your bank account to your Momo account, and from your Momo account to your bank account. When I said we were going to do it, many people said it was not possible. By the grace of God, we have done it. And Ghana is the only country in Africa where you can move money from your Momo account to your bank account. So we are at the forefront of digitalization, and we've done so much in the area of digitalization. Today, we have eliminated ghost workers from the government payroll. Eliminated ghost workers because of the Ghana card. We said that all workers have to be linked to the Ghana card, because every worker must have fingerprints, which are unique, but ghosts don't have fingerprints. So immediately we asked for the ghosts to bring their Ghana card, they all ran away. They all ran away. National Service Secretariat, we found 44,000 ghost workers.
Wow.
We are saving 400 million Ghana cedis a year by eliminating that. SNIT, we found 19,000 ghost pensioners. We are saving about 350 million Ghana cedis. 2 institutions alone, 700 million Ghana cedis. Just because we are applying the Ghana card. So Ghana is really at the forefront in digitalization in Africa. Many countries are beginning to come to Ghana to learn how we are doing our digitalization. They're coming. They're coming. When I went to Kenya and I explained what we were doing in Ghana, they were very surprised. They thought before that they were ahead of us, but they realized that we are quite ahead. So I want us to train our youth in digital skills. Training the youth in digital skills is not difficult. You don't even need a degree. All you need is somebody who can read and write. That's all. And we can train you to be a coder, to be a software engineer, and you will be fine. You can be sitting in Jefferson and be working in America or Canada or wherever. You don't need to live here. You can create jobs for the youth. And so our target is to train 1 million youth in digital skills. And they will be employable across the world and in Ghana. And this is where we are taking this to. And I want a whole lot. And one major policy I'm also bringing, because a lot of the disabled are also very, very sharp. Sharp-minded, they are smart, they are brilliant, but they don't have the help. And so we are bringing in free tertiary education for disabled people in Ghana. Free tertiary education for disabled people. And we are also going to recruit 1,000 special needs teachers to start with, to help with people with special needs. So we want to change so many things, to make things easier for our people, and to make things better. Of course, I'm not going to speak to everything that we want to do, because that will come out in the manifesto. But I can say that, you know, if you look at the work I have done as vice president, I can list 33 different policies. 33 that I have championed or initiated as vice president. 33 different policies as vice president. If I can do all of this as vice president, then you should know that if you make me president, I'll be able to do much more. I'll be able to do much more. And this is why most people say that if you look at all vice presidents who have come in this country, you won't find a more effective vice president than Dr. Mahamudu.
That is true.
You wouldn't find it. The record speaks for itself. My main opponent cannot tell you one policy that he has initiated or championed. One. I can list 33. So the score is 33-0. Yeah. It's 33-0. So you know, when you know, as vice president, there was nothing, not one policy. Not one. So if you have to choose between, I mean, in all seriousness, we are brothers. We are both from the north, isn't it? Myself and my main opponent. But he has been president before. I haven't been president. And he wants to come for just 4 years. I want to come for 8 years. So which one do you want?
8 years.
Which one do you want?
8 years.
Which one will help us?
8 years.
8 years.
Yes.
So I tell him he should have patience. He has tasted the soup before.
Yes.
He should sit down and give his younger brother the steer, and then we'll take it and move on. So I am not afraid of hard work. I have been a by-day worker when I was growing up. I have been a taxi driver when I went to London to help myself in my studies. I was a taxi driver. When I went to Canada, I was a cleaner, cleaning dormitories to work hard. But today, by the grace of Allah, I'm standing here as Vice President of the Republic and wanting to be president.
It's possible.
This is why I am always trying to help people. That's just my nature. I know how difficult life can be. And so when I have the opportunity, I help people. I am the patron of the lepers in Ghana. I help people, as you all know. I built a house for a leper, isn't it? Here, in Wild West, isn't it?
Yes.
Motori.
Yes.
Motori.
Yes. So that is me. That is my heart. I like to help people. If you give me this position, I'm not going to use it for myself. I'm going to use it to help you. And to
Your
help
heart will take you far.
So I want to tell you that I am ready for work. I'm ready for work. I need your support. I need your prayers. I need your blessings. And we are going to transform this country. We are going to transform the Upper West region. Please give me your support. Thank you very much.
Your support
Assalamu alaikum
Your support is given. Your support is given. Your support is given.